Hello and welcome to this WPZOOM video screencast. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to install any of the WPZOOM themes. I'm going to take you right from downloading the files from our site to getting the theme customized and running on your own website. In this tutorial I'm going to be using the Fudica theme, but the process is the same for all WPZOOM themes, so just use the theme that you're using, but here we're using Fudica. So the first thing to do is head to my account on WPZOOM.com. You can then scroll down and under your downloads you'll find the themes that you have licenses for that are active. You want to download this and then save it onto your computer. Some browsers such as Safari automatically extract zip files, so if you can't find the zip file then right click on the download link and then save it as a zip file rather than just downloading directly. With that installed then, you can head over to your WordPress dashboard and go to Appearance and then Themes, and then press Add New and then Upload Theme. You can now just drag and drop the zip file you've just downloaded or press Choose File and locate that on your computer. If you press Install now, WordPress is going to upload the theme, and you can now live preview, activate or return to the themes page. So live preview will take you to the WordPress customizer where you can see what the theme will look like before activating it on your site. We can see here that we've got the Fudica theme running. The slideshow is ready to be set up, but that needs to be done in the theme options. And then we can see we've got some recent posts, and you can click through to any of these in order to see what that's going to look like on your site. So the customizer can be used to get a preview. You can of course change any of this also with the customizer. For example, I could change the site title and hide the tagline, and I'll get a live preview of that instantly. We'll come back to look at the customizer later, but once you're done, you can either close to back out or press Save and Activate in order to get the theme running straight away on your site. We can now close that, and we've got the Fudica theme activated. You'll now see we're taken to the Getting Started page, and these are available in the latest WPZOOM themes. Here you're going to find a useful link to theme documentation, where you can read through this and find some more specifics on setting up your theme. So for example, you'll find details on how to set up the homepage here, as well as any recommended plugins and other details that you need to use the theme. You'll also find you can import demo content, and you can view instructions here or click this one to open theme options. You can then head down to the demo content importer and then demo content. What this is going to do is allow you to easily import the content used on the demo site for the theme at WPZOOM.com. It's going to allow you to easily add that onto your website. You might want to do this in order to quickly get the theme set up in the same way as the demo so you can make your customizations from there, but you're not going to want to do this if you have any content on your site already, as this is going to mix the two. You will of course need to delete the demo content once you're finished, and then you can start adding your own content. We find a lot of users find this useful though, so you can just press load demo content, you ask if you're sure, say yes, and in a couple of moments the theme will load all of that demo content for you. That's going to import, and you can click through to the next step, which is regenerate thumbnails. You'll want to press this in order to make sure all of the thumbnails for all of the images are at the correct resolution. I'm just going to skip this in order to speed things up a little bit though. You can also import the default widget settings as found in the theme demo. This is a really useful way of making sure that your widgets are set up quickly. And then finally, you can configure theme menus. If you open this tab, that's going to take you through details on how to set up menus. We'll come back to these later as well. Once that's done, you can view your site, and we're going to see that we've got straight away, we've got the slider, the widgets, and all of the demo content added into our site. So the demo content importer is a really handy way of getting your site set up quickly. The next step then is the customizer. If you open this link, you're going to be taken back to the WordPress customizer, which you'll remember we looked at briefly just now. This is going to allow you to customize a number of aspects of your theme with a live preview. You'll see on the left hand side you have what you can change, and on the right hand side you have that live preview. We already looked at site identity, but this is just a great example of how the customizer works. You have options on the left, so for example, if we want to change the site title to back to WPZOOM test, then we can do so. You just type that in and you get a live preview showing up on the right hand side. Any other options, you can just change them as you wish. And once you're happy, you can go back and change other things. So for example, if you wanted to upload a logo, you could select image and either choose from something in the WordPress media library already, or upload an image here. So to upload a logo, I could just go select files and then choose a logo image. Here I've got the WPZOOM logo. Press choose image and we'll see that added into the site straight away with that live preview. If we decide we want to get rid of that, it's just a case of pressing remove. You can make sure it's retina ready and you can have things like a favicon. I'm just going to revert to that plain text. But that's how you could add a logo, for example. The customizer lets you do so much more, and this varies on a theme by theme basis. So you might find site identity on all of these, but logo, search form, site background are going to vary theme to theme. So whatever your theme has on the left-hand side, it's just a case of going in, seeing what the options are, and then adapting them to get the site looking exactly how you want it. Hiding the search field in the menu, for example, is very simple. We'll come back to the static front page. Things like site background are very easy to set up. You can just choose a color using this color picker. You can use a custom HTML hex code or clear that in order to return to the default. You can also add a background image in there. Menus we'll also come back to in a second. Typography, you've got options to customize all of the typography for all of the different elements of your theme. And it's just a case of going in and making the changes that you want with this. For the color scheme, you have some preset color schemes to choose from in the theme options, which we'll come to look at later, but you can of course also customize all of these. And again, it's just a case of going through and getting the colors that you want to match your brand. We'll also come back to have a look at widgets later, and under the footer, you can just choose how many widget areas you have and the footer copyright text. As I mentioned, that is going to vary from theme to theme, but it's just a case of going in and customizing with that live preview. Once you're done with the customizer, just save and publish, and those changes are going to be immediately pushed onto your site. So that's how to use the customizer to add your logo, change fonts, colors, widgets, menus, and so on. We next come to the installing of the required plugins. If you follow this link, you're going to be taken to a special page where you can install any required plugins for your theme. Not all themes require plugins, but the ones that do are going to either give you notice on that getting started page, or as you might have seen earlier, there's a nag at the top of the page with a notice you need to install required plugins. Doing this is very simple. You just need to tick at the top in order to select all, and then go bulk actions, install, apply. WordPress will download and install all of these plugins. These are all free plugins that can be downloaded automatically for you. I'll take just a second to install all of those. And once that's done, you have the option to return to the required plugins installer. And you just need to activate these. So again, just select all of those, activate, apply. And WordPress is going to activate all of those for you. And you'll see there are no plugins to install. If you return to the Getting Started page, you'll see a final link here to the support desk. And if you open this up, you can get one-to-one support from our support team just by submitting a ticket here. Just need to provide some information so that our support team can help you best. And you'll find that link there. It's also available at WPZOOM.com as well, of course. The other thing to look at is the theme options. You'll find this under WPZOOM and then theme options. This is where you can control the rest of the customization options for the theme. So you'll find some of these in the customizer where you can get that live preview, and the rest will be in the theme options. Again, this is going to vary from theme to theme, but you're going to find that you have a number of tabs down the left-hand side and then the details on the right-hand side. And as with the customizer, it's just a case of going through, having a look at the options. You'll find a clear description of what each one does, and then just applying the results that you want. So for example, you could change the color style in Footer. It's just a case of selecting the one you want, scrolling down, pressing Save All Changes. And now if we load up the site, we're going to see those changes are made immediately onto the theme. Using the theme options then is just a case of going through each of these, selecting the options that you want. For example, changing the homepage layout from full width to sidebar, having a grid or a list of posts. All of these, you can just change them and save the changes, and you'll see them made immediately on your site. A lot of themes have a homepage slideshow, and here you're going to have the option under homepage slideshow in order to set that up. As I said, this changes for each theme, but you're going to have a similar interface for most of the themes with a homepage slider. You can choose between featured posts and featured pages. Let me just show you how this works. So if we save those changes and now head over to posts, with featured posts on, getting content onto the featured posts slider is just a case of making sure the feature in homepage slider is ticked. If you have selected pages, then it's the same process. Just make sure that you've got ticked feature on the homepage slider, and that's how you add the content in. You've got options such as autoplay, number of posts or pages to display, different content to display. Got option for banners for a lot of themes as well. Miscellaneous, where you can add header or footer code. So that might be things such as Google Analytics or Google Webmaster Tools verification. You've got standard options to the WPZOOM framework, and you can control all of those there, as well as debug info that may be useful to include in support tickets to the WPZOOM support desk. Finally, I've already mentioned the import and export tab where we looked at the demo content, but you can also load the default widgets without loading the rest of the demo content. That's quite handy there. And you can also import and export widgets if you need to. You can import and export theme options as well, and those are just handy ways of being able to move your theme quickly between different sites. So once you're done, save all those changes and just spend a bit of time getting familiar with the theme options in order to get your theme set up in the best way for you. On the same tab as the WPZOOM theme options, you're also going to find the option to update the framework. The WPZOOM framework is a framework that runs to power all of our themes. It runs in the background, so you don't need to install it separately or anything, but it does have automatic updates available. You'll find on this tab if a framework update is available. You'll see a notice, and you can go to this page and update the framework here. If there's an update available for your theme, then you're also going to have a notice at the top of the page that will say a new version is available. We have a separate video tutorial available at WPZOOM.com. If you just head to the support tab, that will show you how to upgrade your theme. We can now take a look back at the appearance tab at the two things that we missed out earlier, which is widgets and menus. Let's first take a look at widgets. Widgets are a really powerful way of adding content to your WordPress site. On the left-hand side of this page, you're going to see you have the available widgets, and on the right-hand side, you've got the widget areas where you can drag and drop widgets into. So widgets use this drag and drop interface, and it's just a case of dragging and dropping whichever widget you want into whichever widget area you want it to display in. Once you drop it, you're going to find it expands, and you can add the different options for how you want the content to display and what content you want to display. You can then close these and then drag and drop in order to move them around different widget areas, or even drag and drop between widget areas as well. So I'll just remove this one, but show you an example. A lot of themes are going to come with widgetized home pages, and for these, you're going to find details in the description of which widgets fit in there. Here I've already imported the demo widgets, as you can see, but if I hadn't, then I'd be able to see that the featured category widget or the WPZOOM carousel slider, so that's this one, or the WPZOOM carousel slider would fit in here. And I'd be able to select the options by expanding those. So widgets are really powerful and are self-explanatory to the extent that they've got descriptions below each of these and descriptions showing you more detail. You're going to find more information on your theme's documentation about which widget areas are where on your theme and any details that you need for setting up the widgets. If we head to Appearance and then Menus, here you can set up your WordPress menus. You can create a new menu here, give it a name. So we'll go for Main Menu here. Press Create Menu. You can then, similar to widgets, add the content from the left-hand side and then control how it displays on the right-hand side. If you go to View All, you're going to get a convenient list that's alphabetized rather than the most recent. So if I wanted to have a couple of pages on here, then perhaps a couple of categories as well. I'll just tick those and press add to menu. You can also add posts and custom links. Here you can enter any URL and any text. If you're using the WooCommerce plugin, you're also going to find extra details in there. You can now drag and drop in order to move these around and indent any to create submenus. You can expand these in order to change the navigation label, and you can also customize how they're moved that way as well. So if I wanted to perhaps put all of these categories under the blog, I could do so here. Once you're done setting up your menu, save those changes and then go to Manage Locations, and you can apply the menu to the location. So the main menu, we can select the main menu we've just created, but we could also create an additional top menu and additional footer menu as well. Once you're done, save those changes, and then under the site, we're going to see that we've got those displaying there with those drop downs as well. For both widgets and menus, you can customize these from the customizer, where you're going to get a live preview as well. But you're probably going to find it easier to use the standard menus. The customizer for widgets is worth mentioning, that you're going to get customizing widgets for what you can see on each page. So here on the home page, we're going to have these different widget areas available. But if I was to click through to a post, for example, then you would see we lose the below the homepage slider, and we've added in this widget area. However, if you were to use the regular widget editor, you're going to find all of those available all at once. If you do want a live preview though, that is an option available to you. Final thing to mention then is some themes require a static front page. You'll find details in your theme's documentation if this is the case, but if it is, then you can create one by going to Pages and then Add New, and then creating a homepage. Just call it homepage here. Add no content, but under Page Template, you want to select the homepage page template. The theme I'm using doesn't have a home page template, but if yours does, then you'll see that there. You can then publish, and then go to Settings and then Reading. So Settings and then Reading, and here select Front Page Displays, not your recent post, but a static page, and then select the homepage you've just created. If you save that, then for themes that require a static front page setup, such as Inspiro, then you're going to be able to do that. If we now view our site, you would see the static front page there, but for this theme, obviously, that's not the case. So I'll just switch that back there and save those changes. So those are the basic setup points. You'll now want to go through the plugins that are recommended with the theme. You'll want to set those up individually. So I hope this video has been helpful getting your theme set up in no time at all. If you do need any help, then as I mentioned, our support team are on hand to offer you one-to-one support. You can go to WPZOOM.com and click on support in order to access the support team. There you will also find additional theme documentation and video tutorials that apply to all WordPress themes, including a series WordPress 101, which will give you some more basic WordPress knowledge if you need that. So enjoy setting up your theme, and thank you very much for watching.